Lil Nathan beat.
Welcome back. This is the Gary Watkins podcast. We are back with another EP. I got another special guest with me. I'm sure you all know something about him. Y'all have at least seen his face out and about somewhere here in the Middle Georgia area. You know, I got Coach Void sitting right here across from me. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, what's good, man?
It's good, man. You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's good me, man, because I just want to say myself, this is not my first time seeing you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I done seen you maybe I done seen you at some Northeast games, as y'all can see. Shout out to Robert Dean, you know, getting us right on the Northeast merch and all that good stuff. But yeah, I've definitely seen you at a few Northeast games. I think I seen you at a Middle Georgia Spartan game at least once, and I'm sure I've seen you at a basketball game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I can really see that, you know, you're involved in the community and you seen that you're real invested into the kids and their craft and what they're doing.
Right. So
I would like for you to kind of like elaborate on yourself a little bit. You know, introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Alvoid Gates. I was born in Warner Robins, but I was raised in Macon. Raised on the south side of Macon, man. I came up in the Peach Orchard area neighborhood. Spent a little time over in Tender Heights neighborhood. And a little in the Pendleton Homes neighborhood. You know, I just call it the beautiful struggle, you know.
Right.
You know, came up, man, kind of got caught in the streets a little bit. I was a pretty good athlete, but it was just the streets. You know what I'm saying? I went in the streets early and got out of them early, you know, thank God. You know, you know, as time went on, man, probably about I still was trying to find myself, man, until about 22, 23 years old, man, and I started coaching. I got my son to thank for that because he came to me, man, and told me, well, Dad, I'm playing football. You know, he was 7. I want to play football, you know. Like, okay, cool, you know. So he was already on a little team, man. So I went down, and the guy asked me, did I want to help? Coach T. Willis, man. Shout out to T. Willis. But he asked me, did I want to help, man? And I told him, yeah, of course, I'll help, man. And that's how I started my coaching journey, you know. That was back in like 2011. I haven't looked back since.
Right.
You know, I've been in it year in and year out. And I love it, man. That's what God put me on earth for.
Right.
Now, you know, I got, you know, I do the AAU thing, you know, as far as basketball. And I'm still over on, you know, over with Appleton and Northeast as far as the football stuff. And like I said, man, I love it. You know, I sleep, eat, dream football, basketball, you know, just sports, period.
Right.
Know,
so just to touch more on your upbringing and your childhood, you say you spent time growing up in Tender Heights?
Yeah.
And for anybody that don't know, you should know if you're from Macon, but some of y'all that don't know, Tender Heights is project housing that used to be across the street from Mercer University. And a few years ago, what year you think that was? Maybe 2018, 19? I feel like it might have been longer than that.
Yeah, maybe in between 2016 and 18, I want to say.
Yeah. When
they pretty much demolished it. You know, and built what's there now. I can't remember the name of it, but it's Tyndall something, I think.
Right. So what they did was tore down the project housing and they put up housing for the students that would be attending Mercer University. And I'm sure anyone can go stay out there, but I think it's mainly made for students that are enrolled at Mercer. And I can just say that's something I can relate to you on. My cousin, she used to stay in Tender Heights. Mm-hmm. And during the summertime, that's where I would go. She would be my babysitter.
Beautiful struggle.
Yeah.
You know, the Boys and Girls Club, which was that was good for the kids. I think that a lot of spots, I want to say it was, you had Tyndall Heights, you had Bloomfield, you had Davis Homes, 2nd Street. They had boys clubs. And I think that's something that, our city need to go back to. I know we got one boys club, but, a lot of these kids are like how we were when we were growing up. A lot of kids don't have transportation. It's easy for them to get to one that's around their area instead of trying to go, let's go here, let's go there. Everybody probably can't make it to that one. But I think we need to get back to the boys club. That gave kids something to do. And when kids don't have anything to do, they tend to go look for something to do, and the easiest thing to find is trouble. Yeah. So I think that'll be good for the youth, just to get more boys clubs out like how we had. Right. Not saying we didn't get in trouble, but we had stuff to do. Right. We had after school programs there. We can go play basketball. It was an everyday thing. Yeah. Shoot pool, play ping pong. I learned a lot of stuff in the boys club.
Yeah.
So.
And just to touch on that, just to elaborate on what he's saying, the thing is the importance of having summer camps and boys and girls club and all that good stuff there is you have a choice. And of course, with that not being accessible to the youth, they tend to go find something to do.
Right.
Repeat what he said. It's easy to find trouble, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's real easy to find it, especially in a city like ours. And, because I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club at the bottom of Bloomfield.
Right. Cardi Thomas.
Down in the dead end.
Right.
And my stepbrothers and I at the time used to walk there, and it's some stories, man. Being chased by dogs, almost got jumped, all that kind of stuff there. But that's a story for another time.
But I think that one's still there. It may be.
Really?
That one's been around probably longer than any of them. Because I know 2nd Street left a long time ago. The Tyndall Heights one, it left before Tyndall Heights left. So I don't know what the reason was, but the one they have now is up the street by Ingram Pie Elementary. It's pretty big. It's pretty, it's pretty nice. Not saying they're not doing what they're supposed to do, but I think if we had more outlets like that, we got another program called Adopt a Role Model program. That was something that I was involved in when I was younger. And I went back to be a role model. Shout out to Miss Tina Denard. She's the founder of it. But it's for young black men, young black, teens, and for the youth, and just to keep them busy, doing positive stuff. Every year we used to go to Tuskegee University and stay on the campus. And that's why I learned right. So that's why I learned about Booker T. Washington and George Washington Carver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On just over there, just being in an Adopt Role Model program, Frederick Douglass. I learned that in that program, not from the school. I already knew about it just because of being in that program. And we used to go to, it was just all kind of trips, man. We went to Tennessee to the aquarium. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff we used to do all the time. And they had after school programs. And it's still around. We just got to use these these outlets. But like I said, if we put more of those out here, man, we'll be fine.
Right. I definitely agree with you. So hopefully that's something the community or whoever listens to this podcast, we gotta address that and give something to the youth for them to do. And definitely anything to keep them out of the trouble, keep them out the streets, we gotta do it.
Right.
So about to make a little transition. Let's talk about more on the AAU program, Middle Georgia Family.
Gotcha.
So I'll let you take the wheel on that. Tell us about that as far as the opportunity. What is it for? What's the goal and stuff of that nature? The vision.
Okay, so I started coaching AAU back in 2015, I want to say. I stopped for a few years and I started back last year. I got with my big bro I call Kawasa Reeves. He runs the Hype South platform.
Shout out to Mr. Reeves.
Right. He MGF Middle Georgia Family is up under the Hype South platform. Okay. So basically I told him, I called him, I said, hey man, bro, I'm finna jump back out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna jump back out there, man, and I want to get these kids where they start learning the game of basketball. Learning it. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, keeping them doing something. We started off last year with 2 teams. You know, it really supposed to have been just the 8th grade. But I started the 7th grade too. You know, and my thing is it's a process. Basically what we're doing, we're going through we playing teams, trying to get them ready for high school.
Right.
You know, well, even though I got a 9th grade team now because I had A grade last year, but this was the plan from last year. And just teach them how to play. Basically, learning the game of basketball don't take a lot of skills. It don't take skill set. And my thing is, there's a difference between coaching basketball and training basketball. There's a difference, and that's what people have to understand. Meaning that I can't promise you that your kid will be the next Curry. I can't. But he definitely can be a coach, you know, as he get older, because I'm teaching him the game of basketball. Now we do have the Hype South Skills Lab. Shout out to Coach Arnett, where he does the training. You know, that's a whole nother thing. And that, I think that's where a lot of people don't understand it. You know, training your kid's skill set is totally different from him just coming to play on a team.
Right.
You know, the coach's job is to make sure this kid learns how to play basketball and make sure he learns the game, you know, and he advances with that instead of, let me teach you how to Euro or something like that. No, it's not about that. It's about you learning how to play the game. And whatever the process is from that, that's what, you know, it may take your kid a year. It may take this kid 3 years. Everybody's process is different. That's why I tell people, run your own race. Don't worry about nobody else's race. But the program, like I said, is pretty much that, teaching them basketball and giving them something to do, man, showing them brotherhood and sisterhood since we got the girls now. Right. And just learning how to play together and, you know, just learning unity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, sports is a great way to bring people together that come from different demographic communities and just different cultures and stuff of that. And man, I really love what you guys are doing, because like that's something that's needed in this area. Right. And I seen an interview, and this is a question right here. Do you think, I saw Iman Shumpert say on the podcast that he said that basketball players in high school, the way they play in high school translate better to the NBA versus players that's in college translate into the NBA. Is that something you think is true?
Yeah. I do. The reason why is because college, they're going to show you how to play in a system. You know what I'm saying? If you notice, how many college players could you tell me score over 25 points?
Not average and not a lot.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're not worried about how many points you can score. They worried about, can you play basketball? They don't care about that stuff. You know, prime example, look at Duke. How many stars has came through Duke? maybe Grant Hill was on the rising. Jason Williams was on the rising. I don't know if you know him. He kind of probably before your time, but it was he went to do he got hurt in maybe a motorcycle wreck or something. Mm-hmm. But Zion Williams, Kyrie Irving.
Mm-hmm. Did Jason Tatum go there as well?
I think he went to Kentucky. I want to say. Okay. I may be wrong, but but what I'm saying is the point I'm making. They haven't produced a lot of stars.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They have produced a lot of system players, Shane Battier's and those of the world that people tend to forget about. Yep. But he came in and did what he did and got out. Yeah. You know. But that was a correct statement. I think it is. That's a true statement. Yeah. Basketball in high school. But it depends. It depends on where you're looking. You got some that actually show their kids how to play basketball. Right. And you going to play how they want you to play. Yeah. You know. But just talking to college coaches, man, they'll tell you, what they're looking for and, what they look for out of a player. They look for the small stuff that kids don't think about that people don't teach them at a young age.
Right.
It is not right for Coach Hartnett and the rest of the high school coaches to have to teach their kids how to play man-to-man defense. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have to teach that. They should already know that concept when they're leaving middle school. Mm-hmm. What else? Making correct passes. Just a correct chest pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But most kids know how to Euro step and they don't know how to make a correct chest pass.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Bounce pass. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of stuff. And I think that's where a lot of stuff goes bad. That's where basketball is going here because of that.
It's more highlight driven than it is just standard basketball. And
to be honest, me growing up, we were the same. We were the same way. We weren't looking at nobody in college. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be like Allen Iverson. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's what it was. I mean, we looking at the ones in the NBA that's making the money doing it.
Yeah.
But you got to get there. See, that's part of the process. Mm-hmm. If you go to college, a college is not gonna want you if you want to come in and it's about me.
Yeah.
You want to force your game into somebody's system, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
To me, that's not playing basketball. Mm-hmm. That's hooping. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, when you go in and you're playing the correct way, you know how to play the correct way. If a coach say, hey, come here, this is what I want you to do. You should never tell a coach your position. If a coach asks a kid, what's your position? I'm a basketball player. Mm-hmm. That's it. You can't come in and say, oh, I'm a point guard. Mm-hmm. Oh, coach, I don't play on the block. What do you mean? This is wherever the coach needs you at.
Right.
That's what coaches look for. Are you going to do the small stuff? You going to box out or are you going to go get the rebound? Or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you trying to be smart? They look at that kind of stuff. Are you being smart on defense? Mm-hmm. Are you starting to notice, what your opponent's doing? Mm-hmm. Do he like to go left? Do he like to go right? Mm-hmm. When he go left, do he pull up, have he dribble twice? Mm-hmm. Just trying to teach them not to be robots.
Right. Man, I was on TikTok maybe 2 days ago. It was a clip of Kobe telling how to tell if a guy is going to actually shoot a ball or if it's a pump fake. So what he say, if you're getting ready to close out, about to block a shot.
Kick your foot back.
Normally, it then, because I'm left-handed, right? So normally my left foot is kind of like in the front when I'm about to actually shoot. But when that thing is in the back, you can't even generate no power.
But you know what's weird? Mm-hmm. It's crazy he said that because when I pump fake, that's what I played basketball. When I pump fake, I never throw my leg behind me. Mm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I saw that when he said that. I said, that's crazy because I never did that because I don't know if I can't remember being taught that, but it's true.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that was so amazing about him. You know, people say, man, Kobe did all the small stuff great.
Right.
I don't care if it was his footwork, you know, even when he played defense. He gonna study you. He gonna study you because it was his passion to do it. And that's something else. Kids, they gotta have passion. They live for social media. So long as they can put us, you know, something on social media, they okay with that.
Right.
No, you got to keep working. You got to keep working. Even when the camera's not on or nobody has a phone around you, you got to keep working. You know, when the Garys are not around, Gary Watkins, and you know, shout out to G Shot, Gary, my boy Gary Brooks, and shout out to Ball So Hard.
Shout out to Reported J by
J.
All of it.
Yeah, you know, when the Mileys and the Garys and the Jays are not around, what are you doing then?
Right.
Are you working? Like you should be working then. You know, we got to continue to work. It's the stuff that you put behind the scenes. You know, the work you put in behind the scenes. Are you working on your free throws? What are you doing to get better? Even if you're not on the floor, are you going to watch something? Are you going to watch how to beat a 2-3? I don't care what it is. There's something about basketball related. Go watch it. Let me see where your passion is about it. I'm gonna tell you one kid that I coached that was real passionate about basketball, and I loved it about him. Travion Solomon. Man, look, and I'm talking about 7th grade Trey. He was so passionate about it. That's all he talked about was basketball. I just got this new ball, this, that, and the third. And I noticed some of his teammates, you know, who I was coaching also, they didn't, man, all you do is talk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, I love this kid. Because he lived basketball.
Right.
He lived basketball. And right now, it's paying off for him. Sports are paying off for him right now.
Right.
And doing his work in the classroom. You know, we ain't gonna forget about that. But he knows what it takes to do what he wants to do, and it shows. But him at 7th grade, 8th grade, man, this kid was passionate about basketball. Yeah, he really was. You know, he talked about it all the time, and that was one of my favorite kids to coach because of that. Yeah, he let me know, Coach, I'm not here to waste your time. We coming here to do this and do that, and you know, and that is gonna take him a long way, man. Just his approach to stuff, right? You know, the way he approached stuff, the way he approached basketball and the classroom, and football. You know, he was definitely a decent quarterback. For sure. So, but that's what you want from kids also. You want that passion, because that passion gonna let me know and show me that this is what you want to do. You know, so.
Yeah, that's dope. And I remember his freshman year when that squad that he played with his freshman year. Was you coming around then? I don't think your son was quite at Northeast.
Nah, Khalid was out at Northside at first.
Right.
He went from Miller, and I took him to Northside.
Okay.
Pretty much, and I can tell you the story on that. Pretty much, it really was at this point, which my mind frame is different now. When he was coming out of the 8th grade, it was either Mount DeSales, because I was so big on the private school thing. Mount DeSales, or it never was Central. I don't know why. I just already had in my mind he wasn't going to Central. Or Warner Robins, somewhere in Warner Robins. And when I was growing up, Northside was that deal. You know what I'm saying? They was that deal. So I told myself, if I can take him down here to this 6A school, and he can show me that he can play, right, then I can say, okay, this kid is a football player. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what it was. when I made that decision, it was because I want to see if you're going to be a football player. This is what you like to do. Now it's about, let me see what level you can play on. And when he went down, Northside got a pretty good program, man. They run with 3 teams. They got a 9th grade team, JV, and varsity.
Right.
So he played some games with the 9th grade team, man, and then they put him on varsity. So he did have the experience of playing at the Dome at the time. Who did they play? I can't remember who they played. It could have been Lee County.
Yeah.
But it was back in, I want to say 2018. I think it was 2018. So he got that experience to go up there with, as a freshman. The next year, this kid was starting. The way their system was, either he's going in the backfield or he's going at slot.
Right.
But he made some noise at both positions. And I'm like, okay, this kid is in his 2nd year, and he's making some noise, man. Okay. And then, at some point, I'm always for my kids being happy.
Right.
I know hard work comes, you got to work hard if you want something. But I do make them understand that. I make them understand what comes with decisions that you make. Right. Okay, so at that time, I was already over at Appleton helping with the 6th grade program.
All right. So I want you to hold that one moment. We about to take a real quick break. We'll be right back. Y'all check out this ad. What's up, y'all? So let me turn y'all on to something. Let me put y'all on a little game. Have y'all ever heard of POPL? Yeah, I said it. POPL. POPL. Oh, you haven't heard of it, right? Well, let me tell you more about it. POPL is a digital business card company. What they do is make nice charms that you can use to share your business information without creating any paper business cards. They have items such as keychains, phone cases, wristbands. They have little circles that you can place on the back of your phone. And they have so many options of products that you can choose where you can share your business information. If you guys want to know what I'm using, here it is right here. And I see you guys also notice that I have my business logo on the back. Gary Watkins Production. I'll be sure to place the link in the description where you can all check out my content. But yeah, you can also customize your own POPL and put your business logo on there, bro. I want to just tell you more about POPL. POPL is changing the game. It is innovative. You don't have to worry about any more paper business cards where you got to pass them out or you got to restock on them every time you run out. All you have to do is place an order for whatever product you want. Once you place your order, you're going to receive it. And when you receive it, you'll have to download the POPL app. Once you download the app after receiving your product, all you have to do is let the POPL app guide you on how to set up your POPL product. And it's simple. Anybody can do it. I know if I can do it, you can do it. You can set up your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, your website domain, your payment methods. Whatever it is you want to set on there, you can do it all in that app. And once you have it all set up, you can preview it for what it'll look like for your potential and future clients. So next time you go out and you're doing business or you're networking with other people, all you have to do is ask for your potential client to pull out their phone. You hold your device over their phone, and then they'll have the QR link to pop up at the top of the phone. You tap on the link and all your business information will be right there. Your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your website, your payment method, everything they need to know will be right there. Not to mention, you can also add your email and your phone number as well. Bro, this is the most innovative product that I have ever known, because for the longest, I was struggling to come up with my own business card. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I'm a graphic designer, so I'm very capable of doing those things. But now I don't have to worry about any of that. Everything is all digital now. Bro, y'all don't want to miss this. Y'all be sure to go tap in with POPL right now. I'll put the link down in the description. It's POPL, POPL.co. I'm gonna say it again for you, POPL.co. And whenever you guys get ready to order something, be sure to use my code and you can save some money. I'll put that down there as well. You'll be able to save a few dollars whenever you place an order. Man, y'all go get that. POPL is innovative. They're changing the game when it comes to sharing your business information and networking with other people. You don't want to miss out on this, man. Y'all go check it out. We out. All right, y'all, we back. I hope y'all enjoyed the ad. Y'all be sure to go to popl.co. That is POPL.co. Buy some merch. apply your business to their items and network. So let's pick up right back where you left off. So you were saying that you started going over to Apple Middle School.
Right. I was helping with the 6th grade program over, and this was around the time that I want to say that Northside maybe was getting a new head coach, or the OC was becoming the head coach, something like that. And like I said, I'm all about my kids' happiness, because you have to be a father first.
Right.
You don't run from stuff, but you have to be a father. It ain't about, you can't live through them when they playing sports. So at the time he wasn't happy in the situation he was in. So I explained to him, if you leave, whatever decision you make, live with your decision. I'm letting you make this decision. And I asked him, at that point, I'm looking at it because most of the kids in that class that were good was either in private school or they was at Northeast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and I'm looking at the big picture. What is it really about? If you want to be happy, then let's make the jump. And I asked him where, and he said he want to go with Coach Wiggins and the rest of the Northeast crew.
Right.
Cool. Let's do it. So after football season, that next semester, I transferred him, and that was it. The rest was history. So when he went over, man, he fitted right in.
Yeah.
And me just being over, I started seeing the culture. Because on the outside looking in, my mind frame was Northeast was one of the last schools he would have ever went to.
Yeah.
And I had my partner, man. He asked me, man, you gonna go out? No way. He ain't. That ain't happening. So, but when I got over, it's kind of like a don't judge a book by its cover thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? You don't know until you really know. So I got over and seen the culture, man, and man, coaches did a tremendous job.
Facts.
With that, man. Shout out to Coach. Shout out to Coach Wiggins, man.
Shout out to Coach Wiggins. And I just want to elaborate on that some more, because maybe a few episodes ago, I did it with my guy, Khalil West. We both attended Northeast. He came out in 2014. I came out in 15. We both played ball and stuff. And at the time, Coach Wiggins was the DB coach. And we both, Khalil and I, we both played defensive back. And I can remember Coach Wiggins always said, like, man, once they hand me the keys, I'm going to do something with this.
And he really has. It's not even about, and I know how the culture is. I know that people is passionate in East Macon. Yeah. I know that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's starting to be a Macon thing. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to be, because I'm not from East Macon. There's a few kids that played on the team that wasn't from East Macon. And that's a compliment. That's more of a, hey, we can get anybody over here because they see the culture. They see what's going on.
Right.
3 winning seasons. They went to the playoffs the last 3 years. Well, I don't know about the year before that, but I know they went the last 3 years. I know that for a fact. And coach knows what it takes to be successful. He's putting the right people around him.
Right.
And it's gonna be a sight to see, man, in the years to come. To see how Northeast, how it's gonna be, because, you got little cuz over there for the next 2 years.
Beast.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
So you got him for the next 2 years. And I saw that too. When I saw his class. And this is coming from watching this kid when he was 5. So most of the stuff that I see now, I'm not surprised. Because I've been watching him since he was 5.
Right.
And he's always been in a class of his own. This is the Nick era. Nick is one of the few kids that has an era. It sounds weird, and some people are they think it's incredible what he's doing, which it is.
Yeah.
But to most of us that's been around, it's not a surprise.
Right.
You know, I remember one year this kid was 9. He played with me when he was 9 on an 11U team and won MVP. But never ran the ball.
Okay.
That was the weird thing. Nigga's a hell of a defensive player. He's a hell of a defensive player. A lot of people didn't see that. I think he maybe played one possession this year when they played Monroe County. What's the name of them? They played Matt Mercer.
Oh, Mirror Person.
Mirror Person.
Yeah.
When they played Mirror Person at
Mercer.
I think he played one possession.
Right.
That kid's a hell of a defensive player.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a football player.
Yeah.
Nigga's one of the kids. If you put him anywhere on the field, he's gonna be the best in that position. I don't care what it is. It might be the kicker. You see what I'm saying? Like that he's just one of those. He's just one of a kind. And you talking about 2 more years, this kid. And I remember putting it on Facebook back in 2016. I said, mark my words. Remember this name, Nicholas Woodford. This man is a beast. We're going to be watching this kid on Sundays. And he's a good kid, man. He's very respectful.
Right.
He does his work. You know, this kid probably ain't never made a beat.
Yeah. Is
You
he
know what
like what is it with the top ranked students in academics?
Oh yeah.
He's one of them right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He probably never made a beat.
Yeah.
But he's into the church. That man, think about it, man. Who wouldn't want that as a son or as a nephew or cousin or something?
Right.
Hey, I'm happy to be his cousin.
Yeah.
Just watching him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's not surprising. That same year, he couldn't run the ball for us because of the weight thing. But we took him down to Macon United and he played in the Turkey Bowl. I watched this kid that weekend score at least 17 touchdowns. Just that weekend. So we talking a Saturday and a Sunday.
Okay. Oh yeah.
We talking 5-6 touchdowns. That's why when I look at him now, he's running the ball. I'm not surprised. I already know when he get up to speed, you ain't stopping him. I know that. A lot of people that seen him for the first time, and I wish we would have had him last year. I wish he didn't get hurt. I wish Khalik didn't get hurt. We having a whole different conversation right now.
Man, and it was already scary, like what it was, what was out there already.
Yeah. So you put they lost 2 of the best football players. We ain't gonna even make positions. We ain't gonna even say positions. Football players. Like I said, you put Nick anywhere on the field, he's probably gonna be the best at that position right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he just one of a kind, man. This is his era. And we might as well get ready for it the next 3 years. This is era. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing nobody can do about it.
Man, yeah, Nick he is truly amazing. And I can remember my first time seeing him because, you know, I record games and stuff. So at the time, he had to be in 7th or 8th grade. I went to an Appleton basketball game. And I was there recording the girls' game. I got booked to record the girls' game, but I stayed for the boys' game too. And he was one of the first ones to run out. And then I'm looking, like I remember how I looked when I was in 7th, 8th grade. Small kid, slim and slender. When I see him run out, I'm like, man, this kid got a football body.
See, he passed the eye test also.
Yeah.
When you look at him, he passes the eye test. He looked like a football, but he hell playing basketball too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like he was born to be an athlete. Some people just born to do stuff. Sometimes we don't find it. Sometimes we do. He was born to do that. He's doing whatever it takes for him to be successful at it. Like I said, all A student. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't got to work on that. He know he got to do his work. He was born smart. He was born fast. He was born as he's gonna be a big kid. When I seen him at 5, I said he looks like a football player. When his daddy introduced me to him, that's Nick. Man, I'm looking at him like, this kid is kind of big to be, and not only big, he just had the look.
Yeah.
I'm like, this kid, him ain't gonna be hell. And when I seen him play, and he always played up. Just like now, that's why I say it's not, it's not a surprise because he's always played up. Like I say, when he played with me, he was 9. It was 11
Yeah.
He's played with his dad. When he was 7, he probably played 9 and 10. That kind of stuff. So everything he doing, like when he was in the 6th grade, he was playing at Appleton, man. He running the ball like that then.
Yeah.
You playing against the same kids. Ain't nobody around him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody built like him. Simple. That kid is amazing. We're gonna see him on Sundays.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So let's touch a little bit more back on when you felt that you didn't have a chance to play sports anymore, and you started getting more into coaching and stuff. So if you don't mind me asking and telling the people, when did you have your first child?
Okay, I had my first child at 18.
Okay.
I had 4 children before by 22 I had 4 kids. So half of my kids are already grown.
Right.
So it's a good thing now because they pretty much out the way. I got 2 in high school now. I got 2 grown. I got 2 in high school. But pretty much, man, to be honest, I got to a point where I think that I cared more about the streets and running behind girls than I did sports. And when it got like that, I was in a bad place. It was a tough time for me, but I didn't understand it until I got older. It was crazy because what really changed me, my kids did, but really changed me is when I came in late one night, man, at home, and I actually heard my mom praying for me. You know what I'm saying? So I knew then, and you got to get it together. At that point, the sports thing was pretty much done because I was in and out of school. So because I wanted to sell drugs. I wanted to make money. Right. You know what I'm saying? And sports was done for me, man, when probably second year of high school. I was pretty much done with that. It was over with. One of the best, but I went another route. And I came in and heard my mom praying for me. She never, I think I told her probably some years after that. She never knew I heard or anything. I heard it and I went to my room. And then stuff started to change for me. It was, again, that's the life process. Yeah. So that's why I try to tell kids things from experience. Not because I'm looking and seeing what's going on. No, it's from experience. God put me on earth for a reason. Yes. And it wasn't that reason. But I had to learn my lesson, So pretty much that's what it was, man. It was when it started turning around when I had my first kid. I started going through life trying to do the right stuff. I started understanding that when I found out about my son, well, not my son, my daughter, I told myself then, man, look, it's not about you. And it's crazy because I had a couple jail trips. The first time I went to jail, I did it with a breeze because I still had that mind frame. But I still was in somewhat trouble when I decided to change my life and, you know, be who I am. Well, not who I am now, but on the route of being who I am now.
Right.
That's when I still was in a little trouble. So, you know, I had to have another jail trip as a good guy now.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me I think I stayed down there, man, a day and a half, man. It was so hard for me, man, because I wasn't the same guy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that let me know then that it wasn't worth it. It's not, you know what I'm saying? The streets are not, it's not worth it. I don't have nothing left from the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple jail trips. No money, no nothing. Ain't nothing. I don't have anything else left from it. So, but still at that time, like I said, you know, earlier, I still was looking for myself. Mm-hmm. What are you here for? Like, what are you on earth for? Because the guy that I know I am, I was put on earth to do something. And I'm talking about something big. And like I said, when my son turned 7, in between 18 and 24, that's what it was. I was still trying to find myself. Mm. I wasn't doing anything. It's just, I was just going to work, coming home, you know, trying to be a dad to my kids. Mm. Like I said, I had 4 by 22. So, yeah. I just wanted to give them something that I didn't have. Yeah. You know, I didn't have that father. Maybe my life would have been different if I had my father. But would I still be the same person? Would I still be the father that I am to my kids? Because I always said to myself that I'm going to make sure that I don't be what my dad was to me. Mm. I'm not going to be that to my kids. And my thing is now, I mean, I'm not bitter about it or anything because me and my dad is like this now. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. I'm an understanding person now. So, not making an excuse for him, but I know he had an issue. You know, he had a problem. Because now, with him now, he had a drinking problem. Mm. With him not drinking, he's a totally different person. Mm. So now, as a grown man, anytime I need this guy, he's there. I don't care what it is, you know. So, and that's just me. That's my experience. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, at 24, that's when I find out that, Al, this is what you're here for. Mm. And like I said, I have to thank my son for that. I have to give him the credit for that because if he wasn't here, he didn't want to play football. Because one thing about me, I'm not going to make you play sports because I played sports. Mm-hmm. That's why I think that you got parents that try to live through kids. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. No. Just hush. Sit down, shut up. Enjoy your son. Enjoy your daughter playing. Right. Because that's their life. I had a daughter that played basketball. She stopped. It hurt me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It hurt me a little bit. Yeah. But it's her life. I'm going to support her. If you in the band, I'm going to support you. Yeah. You in the marching band and you coming to the football games doing it. You the drum major, I'm going to support you. Simple. That's my job as a father. Right. Not to live through you and do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it definitely was 20, you know, at 24. And now at 36, I'm still at it. And I'm still going this way with it. Yeah. And I don't intend to stop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we can still expand, you know. Kind of, I don't know about football, man. I'm kind of leaning towards just basketball only. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just far as the mental part of it. Yeah. But I don't intend to stop. You know what I'm saying? Because these kids need that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to be here for it. Yeah. That was up, Coach. That was up. And what I take from that, you say from ages 18 to 24, that's 6 years. Right. Where you really didn't know what was going on, what you doing. You going. Right. I don't even think I thought about it, man, from 18 to 20, maybe 21.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. I was more about going to work, and I can tell you this, even in between that, I still was a little bit arrogant about stuff. I was arrogant to the point where I can go to, my mind, it still was kind of in the wrong place. I can go to work and make a little money and drive a nice car, and I kind of look down on people because of that. You know what I'm saying? And it took a real good friend of mine to let me know that, you're not better than people. Just because, people stuff, you know what I'm saying? People priorities might be different from yours. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that you're better than them. And I think that was still that immature mind. You know what I'm saying? That because I can look at stuff, man, that I posted in 2011. On Facebook.
Yeah.
And it'll come up in the memories, and I'm like, I said that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that was, and you know what, man? It's crazy because I may think the same thing 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's all about growing.
Yeah.
Again, life is a process also. You just got to make sure that you doing everything right and, understanding stuff. Being understanding. That's one of the big things about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I take from that, because I think that's something a lot of people go through now, whereas in between the ages of 18 and your early 20s, it's practically the same age. So it's like,
it ain't no difference.
It's not a difference. Like, even when you're like 23, you're still kind of 18 in a way.
Oh yeah.
As far as mindset,
right,
and your intentions and what you're interested in too.
Right.
And depending on your village and your environment, and ultimately it come down to you. That's when you make that decision whether you're gonna change or you're gonna just keep doing the same thing and end up somewhere worse.
See, what you don't want, especially when you start having kids.
Yeah.
I call my son my sequel. But in this movie, the sequel is better than the original.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because everything that I've taught him has been from experience. Have we agreed all the time? No. As a parent, it's not gonna happen. Especially my girls. But no, we're not gonna agree all the time. But now he understands. When he got to that age, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16. I know a lot of stuff that I was saying and this, that, and the third. He probably, what dad talking about? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I know it because I've been there. I've been there with my mom before.
Yeah.
But now he appreciates it.
Yeah.
He appreciates it now. And my dad do that. So we have talks, man. I love the conversations we have now.
Yeah. Because
he comes to me about stuff.
Yeah.
He's 18. Like I told him, I love the man you become. Right now, you're ready for adulthood. And I can guide you because we never stop being parents. We never stop being parents. I don't care how old it gets.
Yeah.
You'll never stop being parents. We'll never stop learning how to be parents.
Yeah.
Kids you don't got any kids.
I don't.
Okay. So when kids are 5, 10, you can't be the same parent for them when they turn 15.
Yeah.
You kind of got to adjust with them. Same way we do these mics and everything else.
Yeah.
You gonna adjust the mic to my voice. But if I was 10, you adjust it different because my voice would be different.
Right.
But as a grown man, you're gonna adjust it like what it is. Then that's pretty much how parenthood is. Parenthood is you got to continue to go. So with my kids, it's 4 kids, 4 personalities. So you got to love them equally, but you love them differently because they're different. They're different people. You just do what do what you supposed to do as a parent. Not a mom and dad, but a parent. Anybody can be a mom and dad, but at some point you got to be a parent. They're not gonna like it, but you know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
Yeah, and it just made me reflect on all the times where my mom or my dad lectured me, and I'm like, trying to like brush it off or whatever.
It's natural.
Yeah.
It's natural for you to do that.
Yes. And it really don't hit home until 3, 4, 5, 6 years later. I can still remember stuff when I was I'm 26 now.
Right.
I can still remember lectures and advice my mom and dad gave me when I was 14, 15 years old.
Well, see, parenting was still parenting when you were growing up. See, now you got more. Parenting has changed. I don't call it parenting. I look at it as a lot of moms and dads be. It's more like they're worried about their kids being mad at them or something. So they try to, stay on their good side.
Yeah.
But how is that good for the kid? How can they deal with real life situations? Because spoiling ain't all the time buying stuff. You see what I'm saying? It ain't always that all the time. You can spoil a kid mentally. If a kid feel like they entitled, then guess what? You're gonna be dealing with that same kid when they turn 25, your age now. You ain't gonna have kids out there just like now. That's a big compliment to your parents of what you're doing now.
Yes.
So you don't have a lot of people your age doing it. Yeah. Young black males out here doing podcasts and coming back to the school you played at and your high school and giving back.
Yes.
A lot of kids don't do that. A lot of they out now. Your age, I'm pretty sure 80% of them out doing something they ain't got no business right now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't want to see it, but they're doing it.
Right.
So that's a compliment to your parents.
Appreciate
because
that.
your parents was being parents.
Yes.
Like you say, the lecturing and all that.
Yeah.
But now you understand it. Now you understand it. So now when you have kids, they can spoil your kids. And you have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? You have to deal with that because if they didn't raise you, they'll be raising your kids. So you're supposed to raise your kids and spoil your grandkids. That's how it's supposed to go. Do it go like that all the time? No. Because then you have grandkids and now you got to raise them. You know what I'm saying? And I know you hear a lot of people say, well, my grandmama raised me. Because somebody had a problem somewhere. You know what I'm saying? A parent had a problem somewhere. So somebody wasn't ready to be a parent.
Yeah.
So that's how stuff goes.
That's dope. Man, that's some real dope advice from Coach Void right there, man. And I'm sure that hit home with a lot of people. And for the people that, they didn't grow up on a level playing field where you probably didn't have your mom, you probably didn't have your dad, you probably didn't really have anyone. Man, my best advice for you, man, is I can't really give advice for someone or something I can't relate to, unfortunately, but the first step is acknowledging your issues, knowing that what you're going through is not right or it can be better, and having some sort of kind of faith, having a relationship with God or whatever it is that you believe in, and saying I can change my circumstances. Right. So, and I know it's a lot of sauce. A lot of good gems you left in that. It's a lot. I tell you, you have a lot of wisdom, Coach. And I just hope you all can really take something from that. So what we about to do now, we about to make another transition. So I'm about to get ready to send you a little picture because it's a chart that I would like for you to look at. Okay. All right. And it's about the NFL playoff picture.
Gotcha.
All right. The NFL playoffs is getting ready to, I think it start this weekend to be exact. All right. Should be coming through any moment now. All right. And this is the chart for both conferences, the AFC and the NFC, 1 through 7. And just to kind of give a feel of how it is. Of course, we both know the number one team, they get, well, now that's actually a good question because they play one extra game in the regular season now. So, do that mean the number one seed, do they still get a bye in the first round? Or, it seemed like they should, right, though?
Yeah.
All right. So, the Chiefs and the Eagles, they'll get a first round bye. So, that means, I'm assuming and I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. But the Bills would play the Dolphins. And I'll be sure to put it up on the screen for you all. The Bills would play the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Bengals would play the Ravens. Jags would play the Chargers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 4 and 5 would play each other.
Right. And over here on the NFC side, we got 49ers versus Seahawks. Vikings versus Giants. The Bucks versus the Cowboys. All right. So you think you can kind of just give like a brief dialogue on how this playoff picture will turn out? Who will, you don't have to say who will win the Super Bowl, but who will end up in it, you think?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, man, from what I've been looking at, I haven't paid attention to it a lot, but I can tell you this. I really like the Eagles. I think they're for real this year. They kind of remind me of that Eagles team they had, I want to say back in 2018 when they beat New England.
Yeah.
You don't know a whole lot of names. I know you know the quarterback, but you don't know a whole lot of names. But they playing good football
right now.
Right. So I want to say the Eagles. As far as the matchups, you got the 49ers against
Seahawks.
The Seahawks. I like the 49ers in that.
Okay.
You got the Vikings and the Giants. I'm going to go with my partner team, man. Give me the Giants, man. Shout out to Jaquan Freeman. Okay. I'm going to go with them. The Bucks and the Cowboys. I'm not betting against Tom Brady. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Even right now in this stage of his career, you're not betting against him.
I'm not betting against him until you leave him. He kind of like LeBron with me, man. I know that, Tom Brady, how many you won? 6, 7?
Yeah, about 7.
Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl when I was a freshman in high school. The last one he won, I think my son was. What last one he won? Was it?
With the Bucks with about 2 years ago.
My son was a
COVID
junior.
year, I think.
My son was a junior in high school.
Hey.
My son was a junior in high school. His first, I was a freshman in high school. So they're telling you a lot about this man's longevity. For him to just sit back and throw the ball, I'm not betting against him.
Okay.
I ain't saying Cowboys ain't got a chance, but I ain't betting against him.
All right.
But overall, I see the Eagles, man. I can't. The Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, I see the Eagles.
So on to the AFC side. That Bills Dolphins game.
Man, you know what?
That's Bills, bro.
I'm big on stories, man. I like the Bills.
Right.
I like the Bills because that'll be an incredible story. Especially with, with Hamlin, going through what he went through. Mm-hmm. I definitely don't pay a lot of attention to the AFC. So I'm being a little biased. So you got you know what I'm saying? I like the Bills, man, but I definitely I can't put it past the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Just because of the quarterback position.
Yeah.
That kid does pretty. He's incredible too, man. So I'm looking at between the Bills and the Chiefs. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Mm-hmm. The Bills are the Chiefs against the Eagles. Now, after that is just a toss up.
Toss up after that in the Super Bowl, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. So who you got?
All right, so I'm gonna just make this real fast for you all. The Bills, they're gonna beat the Dolphins because if Tua don't play, it ain't gonna happen. And even if he did play, I think he's at the point where he's been concussed so many times, he's just not gonna play like himself. Bengals and Ravens, if Lamar Jackson not coming back, Ravens don't got a chance.
Right.
Jags and Chargers, I really like the Chargers. Mm-hmm. But the Jags been hot recently. That game right there.
Hot at the right time.
Yeah. Both of them got excellent quarterbacks. I say it depends on where that game is at, because one on the West Coast, another on the East Coast. So whoever is the home team in that, which will likely be the Jags, I think, since they the higher rank. Dang, and I really like the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Jags on that. All right. And who going to be in the Super Bowl coming out, the AFC? Yeah. I think I'm going to say the Chiefs. It's hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. They're pretty much like Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. So,
you know, the only thing with Tom Brady, man, if he has Tampa Bay has always been known for defense.
Mm-hmm.
So if they come up and play a little defense, man, they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I like the Chiefs. I'll say this, man, because in that AFC title game, it's likely going to be, cause them Bengals, boy. Ooh.
Yeah, you can't sleep on them either.
Yeah,
they went last year, right?
Yeah, they went all the way last year. They beat the Chiefs to get in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they beat the Chiefs to get in the Super Bowl. So it's
they ain't changed that much.
Yeah, I'll say whoever had the ball last in that AFC title game, they going to the Super Bowl. That's what it seemed like the game has come down to now.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever, if it's a battle between two great quarterbacks, whoever got the ball last, that's likely the team to go win. That's what
I can go for that.
So, and I said Chiefs in the NFC. The NFC. So, 49ers versus Seahawks. 49ers going to win. Vikings versus Giants. Giants is a real sneaky team. They are real. And this Giant team kind of remind you of the last two Super Bowls the Giants won, where they wasn't ranked high and they was on the road the whole time.
They were so nasty, though.
Right.
They were nasty. I knew. Them the only two. Well, it's been three. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady lost to them twice. And I knew it because they front four, man, was nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah.
And this feel like one of those Giant teams where a lot of people are sleeping on them. They not really giving them a chance. And the Vikings, they had a great season, but they had like 2-3 games where they really got papped. Like, I think the Cowboys beat them like 40-.
Yeah.
And then the Colts beat them. They had them beat like 33-0 at halftime, but they came all the way back.
Ain't that something? I remember that.
Yeah, but that's saying something. Like, when you win pretty solid, it's firm. But when you lose, and it look kind of bad. So that, and then Kirk Cousins, I'm not a huge fan either. But and then Bucks and Cowboys. Whew.
Depends on what Cowboy gonna show up.
Exactly.
I just ain't betting against Tom Brady.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Bucks. I'm gonna go with Bucks.
I can't bet against him, man.
Right. So, and who I'm gonna say come out of this, because Jalen Hurts, his shoulder's still not, and then he got to sit down 1 week, and they might come out. One thing about those teams that get that first round bye, when they come back, they kind of slow. And I feel like the Eagles are going to have to see the 49ers. And 49ers the most physical football team in the league.
Always been.
And they play like that style of football they played 20 plus years ago. Like, you know where to play. You know where we coming at.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to be a physical game just in general, because the Eagles, they love to get nasty too. But I like the 49ers. So what I'm going to say is going to be a Super Bowl rematch with the Chiefs and 49ers. And
don't sound too bad.
And that quarterback, even with the quarterback with the 49ers, they're down to like their third string quarterback. He's been playing real good. But I think they're going to depend a lot on that run game. And the coach, he's very creative with his play designs and stuff. So all Buddy got to do is don't turn the ball over.
Gotcha.
That's all he got to just protect the ball. You know, use the clock to your advantage. And just don't make major mistakes. I mean, we already know about the 49ers defense.
Right.
It's nasty. Like, that's the number one defense in the league. So, man, it's almost easy for him. All he got to do is just stay clean, free from turnovers. So, yeah, Chiefs, 49ers in the Super Bowl, and ultimately, I think I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. And so yeah, that's my prediction.
Not a bad one.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we just got into that. Did you pick your Super Bowl winner?
No.
You didn't? You don't want to?
No.
All right. All right.
Whoever got the best defense when they go in.
Oh yeah, that's what win championship.
So with me, don't get me wrong, I like I like the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just if 49ers go in playing defense, it's gonna be kind of ugly, man.
Yeah.
Be kind of like how the Seahawks when they beat Peyton Manning that year.
Ooh.
Yeah. That, like, they can come, man. It's that defense, man. Like I can't bet against a defense.
No.
Unless you Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And I just have to. I don't learn my lesson from that. So
yeah. Well, hey, there you have it, man. So what we about to do now, getting ready to go into these closing remarks, and all the closing remarks is, I'm sure you've been to church before, so I would like for you to leave a message. I mean, you left plenty of it throughout the podcast, but I would like for you to leave something that's maybe been on your heart, and leave it on the people that's listening. Some words of motivation, someone that may have had a rough day. They're going through hard times right now. Something that can just uplift somebody, or just a piece of advice on what somebody can do better.
Like I said, man, I'm all about processes. Life has a process also, so that means that trust the process. Someone always will have a worse day than you if you're going through something. If you're going through something, keep pushing through it. I promise you, it'll get better. It don't rain forever. Just keep doing it. We all go through things. And if you have to talk to people, talk to them. Mental health, man, is very, very important. Even when nothing's wrong, still talk to people. And it'll help you, man. Life is a day-by-day thing. You got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. Especially when you got people around you that's watching. If you got kids, you got nephews, you got nieces, you got, people that's dependent on you or look up to you. They're watching you. So always stay mentally, physically healthy. Try to do whatever you can to be like that. And I promise you'll be okay.
For sure. We appreciate that, Coach. And one word, as you all know, I like to just use one word and build on top of that, is reflection. I want you to look at where you are right now and look at where you were last year or even last week. And look at how far you've come. Even if you got to look back as far as when you was a child, or that time in your life where you made bad decisions, or you was hanging around the wrong people, and compare yourself then and now. So, and just to build on top of that, never compare yourself to anyone outside of you. You are your only competition. You should only focus on you, your growth, your process, and becoming an overall well-rounded, better person. So reflect. Think about who you want to become and put it beside what you were. What's the difference? And just keep building on top of that. If you know you got some bad habits, work on eliminating that. If you know these people that you go around, they kind of bring out the bad in you and stuff, you don't have to remove them, but you can remove yourself. And if it's something that you want to do, apply yourself. Go around those environments, go around those people, start opening up and talking more. And just reflect. Just don't compare yourself to anyone. You are your only comparison. You are your only competition. So that's all I got right there.
Hey, man.
Hey, Coach, I appreciate you.
Hey, man. I appreciate you, man, for having me.
Man, this is Coach Void right here, man. Y'all be sure to tap in with him. I will put his information in the description where you all can view it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Middle Georgia Family, the AAU basketball program. And shout out just to everything that you're doing. You know, right. I can sense, this is my first time actually holding a conversation with you. And I've always seen you around, and I can just sense that you're a real stand-up man. Right. What you say, your word is your bond, and all that good stuff there, man. And I truly, appreciate men like you.
Right.
For real. So, again, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. Coach Void, we being ready to check out. Y'all be safe, stay blessed, stay prayed up. This is the Gary Watkins Podcast. We'll be back for another EP. Peace.